Hey, Dave the Butterfly Guy here. So in my last video, I talked about rabbits eating some of my really valued plants I have for butterflies. So today the video is about how to keep rabbits out of your garden. I'm going to talk about 3 different ways. I'm going to talk about liquid sprays. I'm going to talk about fencing your most valued flowers and plants. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how to set live traps so you can catch rabbits, remove them from your yard for good, and get rid of the problem. So I hope you enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I hope I can give you some valuable tools to help keep rabbits out of your garden. So one of the plants the rabbits seem to love is the sedums. So this one they ate right down to the ground. I've got 3 across the front here. They took all 3 of them out. So I had a delphinium right here. You can see by the sharp edge of the cut here from the rabbits, they bite it right off. I don't know that they even like delphiniums. They tasted it, didn't like it, didn't eat it, but they destroyed my plant. And then if you look right behind here, this is where I planted fennel next to my common rue, next to my parsley and dill for the host plants for the black swallowtail. They ate the fennel completely and dug it right out of the ground, right into the roots. So fennel, delphiniums, you gotta protect them. I'm also going to share with you the plants that have been most susceptible to rabbit attacks in my garden. So coming up is a list of those plants. So you may want to avoid those or really take caution if you're going to plant those into your garden. And then secondarily, I'm going to give you a list of plants I've had in my garden that haven't had any issues with rabbits. And so those are great plants for you to consider in your garden without too much worry. So the first opportunity I'm going to talk to you about is repellents that you can spray on your flowers to keep the rabbits and maybe deer away from those plants. So I've been using this brand. It's called Safer brand. It's a deer and rabbit repellent. You've also maybe heard of liquid fence. That's one I've also used in the past. And there's pros and cons. It's nice that you can spray right on your plant and it creates this odor that rabbits don't care for. But with a little rain and over time it wears off and the rabbits become accustomed to it and it doesn't stop them from eating the plants completely. So I've lost all kinds of plants even though I've used this repellent. So I'm going to show you how I spray it on my sedums to protect my sedums. All right, so I've got 7 sedums. Well, actually I only have 5 because I've lost a couple to rabbits, but I have 1 healthy one still. I'm going to spray a little of this repellent. I've got it on kind of the misting part of the spray, so just a little spray. And hopefully that'll protect that sedum at least for the next few days or till it rains next. All right, so we've talked about sprays. Another great way to protect plants is just by surrounding it with some fencing. So I've planted 2 Joe-Pied weeds this year. I've lost 1 completely to rabbits. So I wanted to protect my last one for sure, so I put this fencing around it. I've also done it with some other plants, so let's walk over to the other part of the garden. All right, so over here I have my New England asters. Again, rabbits really seem to enjoy eating the asters. So I've fenced this one in completely, so hopefully that will keep the rabbits away from my asters. They don't bloom till August and September, but they're beautiful when they bloom and I want to protect them. All right, I've tried the sprays, the repellents. I've done some fencing, which you gotta buy fencing, is a lot of work. But ultimately I want to get rid of the rabbits completely, so I decided to get a live trap. I went to my favorite store, Mills Fleet Farm, where they sell all kinds of hunting and trapping supplies. I bought from Farm Pro, I bought a live trap. It's 7 by 7 is the size of the opening, and it's 2 feet long, and it's got a little trigger that closes it once the rabbit goes in to eat some of the food you put in there for it. All right, so here's my live trap. You can see the front entryway is that 7-inch by 7-inch entry. And then there's a trap door right here, right? So that's got a little lever here that when a rabbit steps on this plate, it triggers it and the door shuts on it. So the trick is to put food back in the back part of the trap, get the rabbit in, step on this plate, and boom, the door shuts and the rabbit's stuck in there. And then you can go release it somewhere where it's safe and away from your garden. So I've got my trap. I've started to put the celery in. I've put some right on the plate. Hopefully the rabbits will trigger that plate and the door will drop. I've also got some behind the plate. And then lastly, my little trick is I actually take dental floss and tie a piece of celery right to the back. So the rabbit almost has to stand on the plate to trigger it, to reach for that. Then I put some at the front, just so rabbits are gonna be a little bit anxious about going into this. So, and then lastly, I'm gonna put some out in front of the trap to bring the rabbits in. So this is a little path next to my compost site where the rabbits frequently I see running. Again, I'm gonna put some celery down out in front here. Hopefully they'll get close to the trap. And then lastly, I'm gonna put some branches over here to kind of make it camouflaged and blend in a little bit, and not just look like a big metal trap. So my trap was set last night, trying to catch those rabbits that are eating all my plants that are put in for butterfly habitat. So this morning I'm coming out to check to see if I caught any rabbits in my live trap. So why don't you join me? Let's go around the corner. I've got the live trap set up in the garden, and let's see if we got any rabbits this morning. All right, here we come. Coming into the garden. Here's my live trap right around the corner end. Wow, sure enough, a little bunny. So the bunny's a little nervous. So I'm gonna pick this up, pick the bunny up, throw it in my car, deliver it a few miles away from my home here to a place that hopefully he won't find his way back home. Sorry, little bunny. I'm a few miles from my house. I crossed a river, so hopefully the rabbit won't get back to my house, because I've heard that, like occasionally you release them a mile or two from your house and they find your way back to your yard. So hopefully this will prevent it by crossing the river. So I'm gonna go grab it out of my car. It's still in the live trap. I'm gonna open up the door and hopefully the rabbit will run free. All right, the door is open. Now hopefully the bunny, this tiny little bunny, will find its way out. A little nervous still. All right, so we've caught a few rabbits, we've released them, we've put up some fencing, used some repellent, so hopefully the damage to my garden isn't going to be as bad as it's been early in the season. Tried not to kill the rabbits, just trying to release them to another safe place for them, but away from my garden, trying to keep my habitat healthy for my butterflies. So Dave the Butterfly Guy, that's all I got. Signing out. Have a great day.